Hey parents, good to be with you again today. We are so close to the Pray and Prep ACT workshop. I'm so looking forward to the time with your teen next week. And we've been talking ACT registration, deadlines, fees, and there are a few more fees that I'd like to talk about and go over just so you're aware as you're registering or you're helping your teen register for the ACT, just so things don't pop up and surprise you. So let's take a look here. Let me share my screen real quick. And let's go through these. So ACT fees, regular registration, $66. Registration with the writing test, $91. The test option change. This is after you've registered and your teen wants to either add or remove the writing test. That will cost an additional $25. So it's good to kind of know ahead of time, right? When your teen's registering, to make that firm decision as much as you can. Otherwise, it's going to cost $25. Late registration is an extra $36. Standby testing is an extra $66, but you would get that refunded if your teen shows up test morning and does not get a seat to take the test, right? Change fee. If your teen needs to either change the test date or change their test center location where they're going to be testing, that is an extra $42. It's still cheaper than simply making a new registration for another test date, but there is that change fee. ACT will automatically send up to 4 score reports to colleges if your teen indicates that when they register. But to send a 5th or 6th college report, that's an additional $18 for the 5th and 6th combined. For any scores after that, any score reports after that, ACT charges $18. And the 4 free ones are if your teen states that upon registering. And so you have to make the decision. We've talked about this a little bit, right? Does your teen want to go ahead and send the scores up front, or do you want to wait till the scores come in and then decide which schools to send them to? If you wait until later, each test report is going to cost $18. But if you go ahead and say yes before the test, yes, go ahead and send them, then you get the 4 free ones and then these additional fees for more. So something to be thoughtful of. TIR, again, $32 before the test date, $40 after the test date. It's a great study tool if your teen signs up for one of those 3 months that it's offered. And then score verification. If you feel like there was an error in the scoring of your teen's test, or if they feel like there was something wrong with their scoring, for $55 for the multiple choice, $55 for the writing, or $110 for both, you can submit a score verification request, and so ACT will go back through and confirm whether the scoring on your teen's test was valid. So that is available. And as we're talking about these ACT fees, ACT does offer a program, a fee waiver program. And even though this may or may not apply to you and your teen, but if it doesn't, you may know families who could benefit from this program. So I think it's really helpful for you to be aware of it. And so this is for qualifying 11th and 12th grade students. If they qualify, ACT makes available to them up to 4 free ACT tests, including the writing test, which is a very generous provision there for up to 4 tests, including the writing. They also have a free 1-year subscription to the ACT self-paced course by Kaplan. It's an online course that a teen could go through. The teen would also receive a free TIR report if they test during one of the months when it's available. They also get additional score reports to colleges. And I think they can actually request an unlimited amount. And then they also have the opportunity to apply for a waiver or deferral of the college admissions applications fee. That would be something they would ask directly the college or university that they would be applying to. But being a part of the ACT fee waiver program kind of provides some evidence for their qualification. So, but again, that would be directly through the college. And so the specific qualifications, again, the student has to be an 11th or 12th grader. There are a few more things, so I will send a link in this email. and there are several different options of how students can qualify, but the main way students qualify, or kind of, a standard guideline, is if the family's total annual income is at or below the USDA levels for free or reduced priced school lunches and meals. And so that's a criteria. There are other ways to qualify as well, but that's the typical standard. And so again, I'll provide that link in this email. And so if you think your teen might qualify, or again, if you know a family who may have a student who would as well, going through the school counselor is the path to go. So checking with the school counselor first to confirm that your teen might qualify, or someone their teen might qualify, and then your counselor can help walk through that process of how to do that. So I trust this was helpful, and looking forward to catching up with you again tomorrow. So talk to you soon.